We may begin.
Welcome to the Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting. Today is Thursday, September 4, 2025. The time is 2:08 p.m. and we are in the council chambers, 200 North Spring Street, room 340, Los Angeles, California. I am President Thyris Mason and I will be chairing this meeting. The following commissioners are present: Commissioners Farmby and Nash. I'm going to go over some housekeeping items before we get started. This meeting is being recorded. Therefore, we ask that when addressing the commission, you speak close to the microphone and only one person at a time. Please state your name each time you speak. That also applies to commissioners. This meeting is being live streamed. Individuals who wish to watch and listen to this meeting may do so by visiting cannabis.lacity.gov. Again, that's cannabis.lacity.gov. We will be following the agenda order for the most part. Agendas are located on the table by the entrance door along with speaker cards. Individuals who wish to address this commission must fill out a speaker's card and specify which item or items you are going to speak on. Individuals can provide public comment or comments about a specific agenda item. Please fill out a speaker card and turn it into Irene or Josie. When I call your name, please come up to the podium and clearly state your name. We will consider general public comment and single or multiple agenda items together. Therefore, speakers will have 1 minute for general public comment and 1 minute per item, with a maximum of 2 minutes for multiple items. In total, an individual speaker shall be limited to 3 minutes of public comment per meeting. We ask that speakers state whether they are providing general public comment and or which other item or items they are speaking on before they begin to comment so that staff can appropriately time them. If the speaker does not specify which items they are speaking on, 1 minute will be provided. Representatives from neighborhood councils who have filed a resolution or a community impact statement with the city clerk which relates to any item on the agenda will be given time to speak during the item itself. Please provide a copy of the filed statement or resolution to the commission executive assistant. Any neighborhood council representative speaking on behalf of their neighborhood council must provide a letter on their letterhead stating the neighborhood council's position on the matter. Absent any neighborhood council documentation, comments may still be provided during the public comment period. PowerPoint presentations presented to the commission today will be posted online and made available to the public via DCR's website within 2 business days. Please turn off your cell phones or put them on vibrate so as not to disturb the proceedings. City Attorney Emily Wada will issue warnings during this meeting. We ask that you please be respectful. Disruptions will not be tolerated. She, again, is City Attorney Emily Wada is designated to issue warnings for public disruptions in order to preserve decorum and help maintain order in the meeting. If you disrupt the proceedings, you will receive 2 warnings. If you continue the disruptive behavior, you will be asked to leave the meeting. Please be respectful. We are on to item 1 on the agenda, which is public comment period. We will now open general public comment and single or multiple agenda items. Speakers can address the commission on non-agenda related items that are within the jurisdiction of the commission or provide public comment for items in today's agenda. Ms. Treviso, are there any speaker cards?
Yes.
Thank you. Jamie Martinez, you may approach the podium.
Please state your name and which items you're speaking on.
Good afternoon. My name is Jaime Martinez. I'm on the dispensary on 8122 Sepulveda Boulevard, Panorama City.
You have 1 minute.
I won't I do not want the dispensary to be there because it created an issue last time it was there for the community. There was a lot of drug addicts, a lot of homeless people, and then we have schools that are close by, a daycare, a middle school, and then elementary school. So it will create a problem again for our neighborhood. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Martinez?
Please state your name and which items you're speaking on.
Hi, my name is Chris Martinez. I'm speaking on item number 13.
You have 1 minute.
I'm sorry?
You have 1 minute.
Okay. I'm here to voice my concern and that of my neighbors regarding the proposed dispensary on item 13. That will be about a 3-minute walk from a licensed active daycare, a 5-minute walk from our local neighborhood park, and then 10-minute walk from an elementary school and a middle school. Now, this is not the first time a dispensary has been put at this location, and in the past, it's created multiple issues. Our local park, which was mostly affected, became like a smoking zone for all these people, and would leave all kinds of containers and pipes and things like that. And I'm very concerned because an outreach has not been done for our neighborhood. Nobody was really aware of what was going into this area or this storefront. Nothing has been posted on the business itself, and I don't think it's fair.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Irene, are there any other speaker cards?
No, there is no more speaker cards.
Okay, thank you. Then both the general public comment agenda item and the single or multiple agenda item periods are now closed. We are on to item 2, which is an announcement for elected office, neighborhood council, and other public entity presentations. This is a reminder that any representatives of neighborhood councils who have filed a resolution or community impact statement with the city clerk, which relates to any agenda item, will be given time to speak during the item itself. Please provide a copy of the filed statement or resolution to the commission executive assistant. Any neighborhood council representative speaking on behalf of their neighborhood council must provide a letter on their letterhead stating the neighborhood council's position on the matter. Absent any neighborhood council documentation, comments may still be provided during the public comment period. Agenda item 3 is commission business. Commissioners, you should have received an advanced calendar in front of you with our future meeting dates. Please take a look and let me know if there are any planned absences.
Vice President Nash does not have any planned absences.
Hearing none, we are moving on to the approval of the minutes. We were sent the minutes of August 7th, 2025 for review. Before we take a vote, I was not able to review the meeting in its entirety, so I will not be voting. I will be abstaining on this item. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes? One
President
moment.
Mason, if we don't have a quorum on this, we cannot vote on it. So
Okay.
the agenda is on the next commission meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on to commission announcements and updates. Commissioners, are there any announcements and updates? Hearing none, moving on to requests for future agenda items. Commissioners, are there any future agenda requests? Okay, hearing none, moving on to item 4, department and legislative updates. Is there a report from the department?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Good afternoon, attendees. My name is Michelle Garakian. I'm the executive director, and I'm here to discuss department updates and a few recent legislative updates. Starting with licensing and compliance, you guys can see, okay, perfect. Starting with licensing and compliance, here we have an overview of key data from the two divisions. As of today, we have issued approximately 1,100 licenses, and this commission has transitioned 330 of those to annual licensure. Congratulations. 40% of our overall licenses have been issued to social equity individuals. On the compliance and enforcement side, we have a breakdown of the complaints received through DCR's complaint portal and the results of DCR's compliance inspections. Complaints related to unlicensed or illegal commercial cannabis businesses are referred to LAPD, and complaints related to licensed businesses are investigated by DCR. The compliance team also regularly conducts compliance inspections to ensure licensed operators are adhering to city's cannabis regulations. This year, we have completed 311 inspections. The individual numbers you can see above. This information and this presentation will also be online. Next slide, please. Oh, perfect. Thank you. This week, DCR also began its annual renewal process, running its regular period through November 1st. We have held 2 webinars to guide applicants and licensees through the process step by step. This renewal process and this renewal season, we are allowing applicants to submit modifications such as DBAs, business premise diagrams, contact information, and others. We will, however, not allow relocations, 100% ownership changes, and entity substitutions until after the renewal process is complete. Please note that renewals are not automatic. You must submit an application and related documents. This year, the department is using available grant funding to cover renewal fees for all social equity applicants. You may find more information on our website. I strongly encourage folks who are renewing this year to at least watch one of the webinars. Next, DCR's social equity program offers a variety of services to social equity individual applicants, including learning opportunities, one-on-one coaching, legal services, and financial assistance. We also keep a virtual job board to help connect individuals to local job opportunities in the cannabis industry. We have close to 200 hours of online educational material. We have dispersed over $16 million in direct assistance and waivers since 2019. And we have a dozen readily available business coaches for our licensees and applications to take advantage of, along with free and low cost legal assistance. We encourage all of our qualifying applicants and licensees to take advantage of these resources. Next slide. Oh. Next slide. Oh. Everything okay? What? Got it. Okay, I think we have a little bit of a technical glitch here. My apologies, commissioners. There we go. Look at the little slide inside of the large slide, please. Okay. We'll get there. Next slide, please. There we go. Thank you. I'm now going to do a department update on our public outreach. DCR, as most folks know, we launched Access Cannabis. This is an additional website where we house our licensing portals, all of our forms, as well as our SCP job board. I encourage folks to visit that website if they have the opportunity. It streamlines where applicants and licensees can find information. Overall, the department's efforts to communicate about its resources, processes, and rules updates have been multi-pronged, including webinars, news bulletins, emails, social media, text messaging, and dedicated communication to our elected officials. In this slide, you will see an overview of DCR's communication efforts this year alone. Next slide, please. Now we are on to our legislative update. In early August, the City Council approved a fee waiver and directed the fee waiver for the department and directed the city attorney to draft an ordinance to outline specific changes. Council, specifically Councilmember Padilla, directed DCR to use available grant funding to waive fees for social equity applicants. Tomorrow, on September 5th, the new mayoral commission appointment for Miss Olivia McGovern will move through the Government and Operations Committee and then council thereafter. If confirmed, her first commission meeting will take place on September 18th. Next, the letter produced by this body outlining recommendations concerning unlicensed operators and cannabis tax structure in the city was moved to its own council file at the director of Councilmember Padilla, who also is the chair of the Government Operations Committee, which oversees our department. This department will keep this body informed of any required action on your end. Next slide, please. In August, Councilmember Padilla introduced a motion to extend the filing window for social equity refiling window for social equity applicants from 3 to 5 years. This item will move through committee tomorrow on its first round. After that, it would go to council for consideration. Council File 25-0720, initiated by Councilmember Padilla concerning potential tax rate reductions, awaits scheduling in full council after passing both the Government and Operations as well as the Budget and Finance committees on its first round. Next up, the departments that were identified to produce a report will report back to the Government Operations Committee. And on the state level, AB 564 regarding a potential state tax decrease from 19 to 15% just cleared the Appropriations Committee suspense file on August 29th. That is a good thing. It is headed for a state Senate vote and then to the governor's desk. The Senate has until September 12th to vote on the bill. And at this point, that is the conclusion of my presentation. Thank you.
This is President Mason. Thank you. Director Garakian, a question for you. Do you happen to have the council file number that was assigned to the commission's letter?
I do, ma'am. It is Council File 25-0925.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Commissioners, any questions for the department? Okay, hearing none. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to item 5, DCR Core Record number 101788. The applicant is Dr. Kush World Collective LLC. The
The recommendation is to receive and file, and no action is necessary. Therefore, the action is received and filed. Taking item 10 out of order, to continue the matter to the commission meeting of October 2nd, 2025, as stated on the agenda. DCR Core Record Number 320051. The applicant is Sweetgrass Enterprises LLC. May I have a motion to continue?
Commissioner Farmbee, I make the motion to continue.
Vice President Nash seconds the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Treviso. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Farmbee, Vice President Nash,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. Taking item number 14 out of order, to continue the matter to the commission meeting of October 2nd, 2025, as stated on the agenda. DCR Core Record Number 320044. Applicant is Nirv Inc. May I have a motion to continue?
Commissioner Farmbee, I make the motion to continue.
Vice President Nash seconds it.
Thank you, Ms. Treviso. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Farmbee, Vice President Nash,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. Item number 6 is DCR Core Record Number 320090. The applicant is My 420 LLC to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 7566 Winnetka Avenue. Ms. Treviso, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
Thank you. At this time, we will hear from department staff.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jason Kleen, Assistant Executive Director, to present item number 6. DCR Core Record Number 320090, associated with My 420 LLC. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 7566 Winnetka Avenue in the Canoga Park, Winnetka, Woodland Hills, West Hills Community Plan Area within Council District 3. The applicant was issued temporary approval by DCR on August 20th of 2025. Since that time, the applicant has completed all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with Municipal Code Section 10406. The applicant currently possesses an active state license, which is active through July 4th, 2026. The applicant is subject to the requirements of Municipal Code Section 10420 for the Social Equity Program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements at the time of the review. On or about May 9th, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and the Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to the owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on May 29th, 2025, and accepted online written input through that date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. DCR did not receive oral written testimony for this applicant. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the commission adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for this item.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Commissioners, any questions for department staff? Okay, hearing none. We will move on to the applicant's presentation. I do have a speaker card. I understand the applicant is not certain if they want to speak yet, but now's your time.
Please state your name and you'll have 10 minutes to address the commission.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Sarkis Dovlakian. I am the owner of My 420 LLC. And I just want to say thank you to the DCR for giving us the opportunity to obtain a license and operate in the city of LA. And currently, we're not operational, but we're looking forward to get this through and start working. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. This is President Mason. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate your presence. I just wanted to give the other commissioners an opportunity to ask any questions they may have.
This Vice President Nash, can you tell us about the status of your site now and when you anticipate opening?
We currently have pretty much, the store is pretty much ready to open, but we don't have anything in stock. We're just waiting to get the license approval so we can start, stocking up the store and start operating.
But all the improvements or whatever is necessary.
Correct.
is
As far as
completed.
all the equipment necessary to operate on a day-to-day basis is ready to go.
Thank you. I'm going to also take this opportunity to do an impromptu investigation. I just like to hear from people who are in the business and are actively pursuing a dispensary, what your experience, if any, has been with illegal dispensaries in the area.
I think the plaza that we were operating in, they told us that there was an illegal dispensary in that plaza, but they're currently not there anymore. So we haven't seen anything actively operating illegally, but hopefully there isn't. But if there is, we'll report it definitely.
Absolutely. I encourage everybody to report them and to get to know your lead officer in the area.
Okay, we'll do.
They can be a good resource for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. There are no other questions. So this is President Mason. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Commissioners, it is time to deliberate if there are any deliberations. Okay, then, hearing no deliberations, we will move on to the vote. Is there a motion?
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 6, DCR core record number 320090 for the business located at 7566 Winnetka Avenue. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in the staff report dated August 28, 2025.
This is Commissioner Farmbee. I second the motion.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Mr. Vizo, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash,
Aye.
Commissioner Farmbee,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Item 7 is DCR core record number 310185. The applicant is GrennBush Partners LLC to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 10540 West Victory Boulevard. Mr. Vizo, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
At this time, we'll hear from the department. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Corey Blake, the Senior Licensing Supervisor with Department of Cannabis Regulations. I'll be presenting item number 7. DCR core record number 310185 is associated with GrennBush Partners LLC. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 10540 West Victory Boulevard in North Hollywood, Valley Village Community Plan Area within Council District 2. The applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by DCR. The applicant is actively completing all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with LAMC Section 104.06. The applicant does not currently possess a state provisional license. The applicant is subject to the requirements of LAMC Section 104.20 for the social equity program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements. On or about April 22, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to the owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on May 20th, 2025, and accepted online written input through this date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. DCR did not receive oral or written testimony for this applicant. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the commission adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for this item.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Mr. Blake. Commissioners, any questions for the department? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to the applicant's presentation. I do have a speaker card. And it's Mr. Matvosian, I think.
Please state your name and your relationship to the
Hello.
applicant. You'll have
My name
10
is-
minutes to address the.
Norma Tavosian, and I'm a representative of GrennBush Partners LLC. We have been in the process for over 4 years. We paid rent for over 3 years to secure the location. We're looking.
Excuse me, can you speak closer to the microphone, please?
And
Thank you.
we're looking forward to getting the temporary approval so we can proceed with the construction work that needs to be done to meet all the guidelines. And I guess that's it.
This is President Mason. Thank you for being here. Commissioners, are there any questions for the applicant?
This is Vice President Nash. Assuming you get your license, approximately how long do you think it'll take to become operational?
My guess is around 6 months. Because we haven't done any construction work yet. We just have the property secured since we had no approvals to actually start work, and we don't have hefty accounts to do the work before like any approval. So we're waiting for this meeting to move forward.
Understood. Have you had any experience with any illegal dispensaries around your area, your proposed shop?
No, we haven't.
Okay. My recommendation when you do open would be to get to know your lead officer, and in the event that any illegal dispensaries open up, work with the officer to get them shut down.
Will do.
It's Commissioner Farmby, how you doing? This location, do you all, with the construction that you have, are you gonna have the parking on the premises, or is it just street?
We do have parking behind the building.
Behind the building?
Yes, we have parking in the front and also parking in the back.
Okay, got it. And as Commissioner Farmby, and have you utilized any aspect of the social equity program?
No, we haven't.
All right, thank you.
This is President Mason. That concludes the questions. Again, thank you for being here. Commissioners, we are on to deliberations, if any. Hearing none, is there a motion?
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 7, DCR core record number 310185 for the business located at 10540 West Victory Boulevard. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in their staff report dated August 28, 2025.
Commissioner Farmby, I second the motion.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Vizo, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash.
Aye.
Commissioner Farmby,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Item number 8 is DCR core record number 320103. The applicant is Gravity Retail LLC to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 13312 West Burbank Avenue. I'm sorry, West Burbank Boulevard. Ms. Treviso, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
Thank you. Then at this time, we'll hear from the department.
Good afternoon, my name is Corey Blake, licensing supervisor for DCR, and I'm presenting item number 8. DCR core record number 320103 is associated with Gravity Retail LLC. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 13312 West Burbank Boulevard in the Van Nuys, North Sherman Oaks Community Plan Area, Council District 4. The applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by DCR. The applicant is actively completing all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with LAMC Section 104.06. The applicant does not currently possess a state provisional license. The applicant is subject to the requirements of LAMC Section 104.20 for the social equity program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements. On or about June 27, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to all the owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on July 22nd, 2025, and accepted online written input through this date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. DCR received one written testimony from a community member against the approval of this application due to their concerns around the culture of cannabis users and their impact on the safety of the community and the dangers of cannabis use in general to both humans and animals. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the Commission adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for this item.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Mr. Blake. Commissioners, are there any questions for the department staff? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to the applicant's presentation. I have a speaker card for Ariane Jafan. This is President Mason. If you know you've completed a speaker card and your item comes up, feel free to move closer to the front.
Please state your name, your relationship to the applicant, and you'll have 10 minutes to address the commission.
Good afternoon. My name is Ariane Jafari, and I'm here on behalf of Gravity Retail. I'm an owner of the location as well as the license. I'm here seeking your approval for an annual license. This is our 4th time up here seeking approval for an annual license, as we've been approved for other 3 locations and hoping that we can move forward with this as well. Our location has passed its building inspection with LADBS, so we'll be looking to call for a DCR inspection in the very near future so we can open as soon as possible.
This is President Mason. Was that it?
That's it.
Thank you for being here. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
This is Vice President Nash. Appears as though you're an experienced operator. What has your experience been with any illegal dispensaries?
I mean, they're everywhere, so it's just something that we just deal with. So they get closed down, they pop back up, and it just is kind of like a cat and mouse game.
Are you currently aware of any in near proximity to any of your current dispensaries?
Yeah, I don't have addresses, but I know where they are. I see them.
Do you report them to the police?
Say it again.
Do you report them to the police?
We have not, no. And for the reason, because they get closed down, they open up the next day. So it's just at some point, it's, you know, it's just very hard to kind of keep track.
I understand. Just for the importance to, you know, all cannabis businesses, I would encourage everyone to report them when you see them. and also to get to know your lead officer, because they're going to be your best access to action by the police department to actually shut them down. And it's definitely in your interest to do so.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
This is President Mason. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
We're on to deliberations, if any, commissioners. Okay, hearing none, is there a motion?
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 8, DCR core record number 320103 for the business located at 13312 West Burbank Boulevard. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in their staff report dated July 31st, 2025.
Commissioner Farmbee, a second.
This is President Mason. Ms. Treviso, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash,
Aye.
Commissioner Farmbee.
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Item 9 is DCR core record number 320102. The applicant is NoHo Retailer LLC to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 10651 West Magnolia Boulevard. Ms. Treviso, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
Thank you. Then at this time, we'll hear from department staff. And before you start, Mark Herberger, this is your time to move towards the red rope. Thank you. Mr. Blake, you may begin.
Thank you. This is Licensing Supervisor Corey Blake, now presenting item number 9 for the Department of Cannabis Regulations. DCR core record number 320102 is associated with NoHo Retailer LLC. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 10651 West Magnolia Boulevard in the North Hollywood Valley Village Community Plan area within Council District 2. The applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by DCR. The applicant is actively completing all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with LAMC Section 104.06. The applicant does not currently possess a state provisional license. The applicant is subject to the requirements of LAMC Section 104.20 for the Social Equity Program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements. On or about June 27th, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to the owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on July 22nd, 2025, and accepted online written input through this date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. One written comment provided by the public was against issuing a license due to parking limitations, increased traffic congestion, and oversaturation of dispensaries in the area. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the Commission to adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for this item.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Mr. Blake. Commissioners, are there any questions for staff? Okay, hearing none, we will hear the applicant's presentation. However, Mr. Herberger, now's your time.
Please state your name, your relationship to the applicant, and you'll have 10 minutes to address the commission.
Absolutely. My name is Mark Herberger. I'm the authorized representative for NoHo Retailer LLC. We're in the process of the environmental review for the DCC provisional license, just waiting on that. We had the initial inspection with DCR already. We do have a contract in place for 24/7 licensed third-party security guards for the premises, CCTV in place with 90-day recordings. a monitored alarm system, restricted access to all of those areas. We have the seed to sale tracking with metric built into our POS system, strict ID verification for the point of sale, written SOPs for cash handling, inventory management, reconciliation, cannabis waste, and our staff will be trained on compliance and safety. We're going to have all packaged goods in there, so order shouldn't be an issue. We're just here just trying to get the annual license today. So I thank you for your time, and good to see all you guys, commissioners.
This is President Mason. Thank you for your presentation and for being here. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
This is Vice President Nash. Have you seen any illegal dispensaries near your location?
I'm unaware of any close to this location, but we are very committed to working with the lead officer to identify and report these illegals, as we both understand how important it is and how grave it is to our legal operations to have these competitors. So fully understand and looking forward to work together with the lead officer on that.
Glad to hear it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Farby. In the area where your business is located, have you had any issues with any illicit activity in that area that you're aware of?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Can you tell me what the cross streets are for your business?
It's Magnolia Boulevard, and I forget exactly what the cross street is. I can look it up if you'd like. It would be Cartwright Avenue.
Cartwright?
Yeah.
It's right off Boanga.
Yeah. And we do have on-site parking as well.
You have one separate. And how many security personnel you employ?
We will be employing one, at all times. So one day, 12-hour shift in the day and one 12-hour shift overnight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This is President Mason. I don't have any questions. Are we done? Okay, thank you again. We can move on to deliberations. If any. Okay, then hearing none, is there a motion?
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 9, DCR core record number 320102 for the business located at 10651 West Magnolia Boulevard. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in their staff report dated July 31st, 2025.
Commissioner Farby, a second motion.
This is President Mason. Mr. Rizzo, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash,
Aye.
Commissioner Farmby,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. This is President Mason. We are on to item number 11, DCR core record number 111748. The applicant is Green Dragon Caregivers Incorporated to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 7235 to 7245 Fulton Avenue. Mr. Vizo, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
At this time, we will hear from department staff.
Good afternoon. This is Licensing Supervisor Corey Blake. I'll be presenting item number 11 for DCR. DCR core record number 111748 is associated with Green Dragon Caregivers, Inc. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. Business is located at 7235 through 7245 Fulton Avenue in the Sun Valley, Latuna Canyon Community Plan area within Council District 2. Page 2 of the department's recommendation report states the applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by the department as does not possess an active state license. At this time, the department would like to orally amend the report to state that after it was transmitted to the commission, the applicant was granted temporary approval by DCR on August 26th of this year, completed all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with LAMT section 104.06, and now possesses an active state license. This applicant is not subject to the requirements of LAMT section 104.20 for the social equity program. On or about June 27, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to all owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on July 22nd, 2025, and accepted online written input through this date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. DCR did not receive oral or written testimony for this applicant. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the commission adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for this item.
This is President Mason. Thank you. Commissioners, are there any questions for department staff? Okay, hearing none. The applicant's representative may now approach.
Please state your name, your relationship to the applicant, and you'll have 10 minutes to address the commission.
Lisa Seelan, I'm the attorney for the applicant, and thank you guys again for everything you do. I know that this is a long drive for a lot of us, especially because we're not Zooming today. But anyways, so Green Dragon has been my client for about 15 years now. They were originally located literally around the corner from where they are. They did not enjoy working with the landlord they had there, so they have literally moved from Varna Street to Fulton, and you can actually touch the buildings if you were like walking to the back. And they were given an annual license at their previous location, and now they're getting their annual license at the current location. So it's just kind of like a relocation for them.
This is President Mason. That's it?
Well, you know, they've been doing this forever. I mean, they're original. The owner of the business has been doing this since 2006. So he's been through every machination of, you know, ordinances and laws and everything. And he pretty much knows the ropes of how to get through this business. And he's still standing. So I'm really excited that he's still one of my clients.
Thank you. And thank you for being here. This is President Mason. Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Seelan?
This is Vice President Nash. As the representative of a experienced operator, can you just tell us a little bit about any experiences you've had with illegal dispensaries in your area?
Well, I think that the majority of all of the businesses in the city of Los Angeles have always experienced illegal businesses, whether they're storefronts or delivery services. It's just really hard to monitor them. And the illegal market is thriving. And one of the biggest reasons why is the taxation locally and statewide for all cannabis businesses throughout the state of California is exorbitant. It's at about 37%. I actually just went up because of the 19% to close to 40%. So it's just imagine if you go into a store today to buy a $100 item and you have to pay $140 when you walk out the door, you know, and you can go down the street or around the corner or wherever you go and get the same item for no taxes. And they're probably not paying payroll. I mean, it's a very debilitating, but you know, my clients are still working hard to make an effort to be, you know, the good people in this industry. And hopefully with time and, you know, enforcement, we will see more of the legal market thriving and less of the illegal market.
This is Vice President Nash. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And then I just encourage you to pass along to the operators, get to know your lead officer.
Oh, he definitely
And-
knows them. He's been in North Hollywood for over 10 years. So definitely he works with his lead officers.
Excellent, because people that have had success in getting things shut down
Right.
have worked through their lead officer.
Yeah.
So I would encourage them to continue to do that. Definitely
Absolutely.
report anyone that they find.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Commissioner Farmby. Considering you've been working with such an experienced business owner, What would you say has like been some of the best practices that kind of led to the success of the business?
I just really think that the experienced operators have been doing this for a long time. They start to get to know their clients and what they want and the types of products they need on the shelf and their demands. And every part of the city has different types of clientele. So where they are, they've been doing this for so long. They have repeat customers consistently, and therefore I think they have the same employees they've had for years. It's a familiar feeling. It's like walking into your neighborhood supermarket. You like the checkers, the people. It gives you that feeling of I'm in my neighborhood. So I think that being a neighborhood, and I'm glad that he was able to find a location literally around the corner, so he's not losing any customers. So he's, and he's an experienced cultivator. He has a micro business, so he does it all. And I think that being vertically integrated has really helped him a lot with, pricing and things like that, because he provides a lot of his own cultivation.
Thank you.
This is President Mason. Just a random question, kind of, but not really. You represent clients both in the social equity space and in the EMMD rollover space, correct?
Correct.
And geographically, just about all over the city, correct?
Pretty much. So I think the majority of my clients are in either the Valley side or the West LA side. I don't have a lot of clients anymore in like the South LA or Central LA.
Okay, that's fair. So between the Valley and West LA, do you see a higher concentration of illegal operators in one versus the other, or do you find that it's an even playing field?
I think that the Valley's a bigger area and the real estate is a little cheaper. So probably you're going to see a little more illegal activity probably on the Valley side. I think the biggest issue is also delivery services, because, I could be an illegal delivery driver with all the stuff in my bedroom, and I could be packing up my car, driving around the city, and nobody knows who I am. And I'm just doing that versus storefront, you're visible. It's a little easier to find you. And a lot of the smoke shops are illegal because they'll be advertising that they're a smoke shop, but they're really not a smoke shop at all. So a lot of times what I encourage my clients to do, if they see a smoke shop opening up near them, is to send somebody in to buy something and see what they have. And if they can find something that's not legal there, that's when we report them.
Thank you for indulging my curiosity. I know I can always count on you for transparency. I appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you. It was kind of a trek, but it was actually nice being here. I haven't been in City Hall chambers in quite a long time.
This is President Mason. Commissioners, any other questions for Ms. Seelan? Okay,
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
then we are on to deliberations. If any, if not, we may move to the motion.
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 11, DCR Core Record number 111748 for the business located at 7235-7245 Fulton Avenue. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in their staff report dated July 31st, 2025.
Commissioner Farmby, I second the motion.
Thank you. Mr. Rizzo, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash,
Aye.
Commissioner Farmby,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. This is President Mason. We are on item 12, DCR Core Record number 320101. The applicant is Piedmont Partners, LLC, to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 18013 West Ventura Boulevard. Mr. Rizzo, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
Thank you. Then at this time, we'll hear from department staff.
Good afternoon. This is Licensing Supervisor Corey Blake. I'll be presenting item number 12 for DCR. DCR Core Record number 320101 is associated with Piedmont Partners, LLC. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 18013 Ventura Boulevard in the Encino, Tarzana Community Plan Area within Council District 4. The applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by DCR, but is actively completing all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with LANT Section 104.06. The applicant does not currently possess a state provisional license. The applicant is subject to the requirements of LANT Section 104.20 for the social equity program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements. On or about July 24th, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to the owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on August 19th, 2025, and accepted online written input through this date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. DCR did not receive oral or written testimony for this applicant. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the commission adopt the recommendation included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for this item.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Mr. Blake. Commissioners, any questions for department staff? Thank you. Then hearing none, we do not have a speaker card on behalf of Piedmont Partners. Has that changed? This is President Mason. We are not on recess. We are waiting on the applicant to complete his speaker card. Thank you for your patience.
Hello, I'm Randy Matsuo, representing Piedmont Partners, LLC. My apologies, I didn't, oh.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself.
Thank you for stating your name. This is President Mason. You have 10 minutes to address.
Thank you, President Mason. Thank you, Commissioners. Good afternoon, everyone. First, we wanted to start off by thanking Marissa. She's been our rep the whole time and been incredibly helpful through this whole process. We're about 60 to 90 days away from the complete build out and being operational. It's been a long process for us, and we want to thank everybody for the help that they've done to get us to this point. To talk about what Vice President Nash said, we're definitely planning on working with lead officers to report any sort of illegal activity that's happening in or around our location. And we appreciate everything that you guys have done so far. Thank you.
This is President Mason. Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant? Okay, hearing none. This is
Thank you.
President Mason. Thank you again. We are on to deliberations, if any. If not, I'll take a motion.
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 12, DCR core record number 320101 for the business located at 18013 West Ventura Boulevard. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in their staff report dated August 28, 2025.
Commissioner Farnaby, I second the motion.
This is President Mason. Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Beazle, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash,
Aye.
Commissioner Farnaby,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. This is President Mason. Item 13 is DCR for record number 320058. The applicant is 7030 Holdings LLC to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 8122 North Sepulveda Boulevard. We do have a representative here from Council District 6, Osvaldo Ramirez.
That's hey. Good afternoon, Commission. I'm gonna use the table because Sergeant offered it. If not, I would have gone to the podium. But my name is Osvaldo Ramirez. I'm here on behalf of Councilmember Padilla to speak in opposition to item 13, the application for 7030 Holdings located at 8122 Sepulveda Boulevard in Panama City. The property in question currently also houses a liquor store. One of the concerns of the council is this location has had an on and off chronic public drinking issue. Although the loitering at this location has calmed down previous years due to the diligent work of our senior lead officer, the community members have noted that they still see folks lingering in the neighboring areas, drinking publicly up to 1,000 feet away at the Marston Park. And even 300 feet away outside of the local daycare, Lopez Monterosa daycare facility. The unit in question was once an illegal dispensary around 7 years ago, as noted by the community members. They also shared that at the time there was a lot of littering of cannabis products, canisters, and things like that around the area. And prior to LAPD eventually shutting down illegal. And in closing, placing a cannabis shop at the location here would add to the existing problems in the area. And for those reasons, the council member is submitting a letter of opposition that I believe you all have a physical copy. If not, I have some. The council member would also like to send her regards to the community members that attended here today to provide public comment and voice their concerns. We know that the city is quite a ways away from downtown. So thank you so much. And that's all. Thank you so much, everybody.
This is President Mason. Thank you. Don't move. So I wanted to ask, is your office aware if there have been any complaints or citations against the liquor store that shares the location?
I connected with a senior lead officer this week, and he let me know that as of late, there have not been any citations, but he can't speak to the previous years. But yes, as of late, it's been pretty.
Okay. And then in the council member's letter, she mentioned a child daycare center. I'm sure we'll hear more about that from the department. Has there been any conversation with the owners of the daycare center regarding this pending dispensary?
Yes, I reached out to the owner earlier this week to discuss it. The only things that they could mention were some of the things I noted, which was that although there hasn't been any citations outside the liquor store, public drinking does still occur in the surrounding areas of the neighborhood. Like I mentioned, the daycare facility is 350 feet away from the liquor store. So they did mention that at times patrons are coming in and out of the daycare center and can sometimes see individuals drinking on the curb in between vehicles outside the facility.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any more questions. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Vice President Nash, do you have the address of the daycare center available?
I can get that to you.
That's okay. We'll probably get it from the department then. I just want you, if you did, I would like it, but that's okay. My only request would be that you stay around till the end of the hearing, just in case there's some back and forth.
Sounds good.
Commissioner Farmy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought you mentioned something about an illegal dispensary.
A legal dispensary?
Yeah. Did you mention that?
Yeah, so the community and the senior lead officer made me aware that there was once upon a time an illegal dispensary 7 to 8 years ago at the current location that is being applied for. And so community members have experience seeing the littering of cannabis products in the area, once upon a time. So some of their concerns align with the fear of that happening again. Despite business being illegal or legal, they do sell similar products, as you may know. So that fear of the littering increasing in their community is present.
Thank you.
Of course.
This is President Mason. Thank you, commissioners. I don't have any other questions at this time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to the presentation from department staff at this time.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jason Clean, Assistant Executive Director. DCR core record number 320058 is associated with 7030 Holdings LLC. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 8122 North Sepulveda Boulevard in the Mission Hills, Panorama City, North Hills Community Plan Area within Council District 6. The applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by DCR, but is actively completing all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with the municipal code. The applicant does not currently possess a state provisional license. This applicant is subject to the requirements of Municipal Code Section 10420 for the Social Equity Program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements as of the date of the review. On or about July 24th, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to the owners and occupants of property within 700 feet of the property line of the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual meeting on August 19th, 2025 and accepted online written input through the state. During the meeting, the members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. In general, the oral and written comments provided by the public were in favor of the applicant, stating that the business will create local jobs and contribute tax revenue to support city services. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all of the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. The department has reviewed the correspondence by the council office and members of the public on this item. I do want to point out that liquor stores are not a sensitive use. Cannabis businesses do not have to be distanced from liquor stores. An illegal dispensary location 7 to 8 years ago is not a reason to deny the particular location. If the location was the subject of unlicensed commercial cannabis activity, as shown by a conviction, that could be grounds to not allow for an application to be submitted at that location for a period of time as set forth by the municipal code. This property has not been marked as a location that we cannot issue a license. And I do not have any information about a conviction associated with this particular activity for a violation of 10415. Given the fact that it was 7 to 8 years ago and that predated DCR, a conviction of 10415 wouldn't have been able to occur because DCR was only creating and started accepting applications in 2018. And then as far as the daycare, as the commissioners know, a daycare operating in a residentially zoned parcel is not considered a sensitive use for the purposes of commercial cannabis regulation. The daycare in question is operating out of a residentially zoned property. Therefore, it does not meet the legal definition of sensitive youth within the code, which is why this business was allowed to move forward at this location. And therefore, DCR recommends the commission adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. And that concludes the department's presentation on this matter.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Assistant Director Colleen. At this time, I want to acknowledge Councilmember Padilla's position and the presence of community members who came out to speak against this, and also the 2 letters that we received also speaking out against this. There is particular syntax that was used that we don't use to consider proximity when it comes to dispensaries and open public spacings or sensitive use sites. So Assistant Director Colleen, I would ask that you elaborate or explain what the requirement is when considering proximity to a sensitive use site. And then really this part is for purposes of educating those who are here and those who have written in, so they understand the reasons why whatever decision we reach will be made.
So the sensitive uses are identified under Municipal Code Section 105.02. Within the definition section of LAMC Code 105.01, a daycare center means a child care infant center, child care center, or child care center preschool licensed by the State of California Department of Social Services that is not located on a residentially zoned property. This definition has been in effect in years. So there's 2 reasons why this location does not meet the definition of sensitive use. The first is the business is operating on a residentially zoned parcel. And going beyond the residentially zoned parcel, this address does not actually appear on the State of California Department of Social Services website as any of the daycare licenses that would be a sensitive use. So it doesn't meet the first part of the definition, and it doesn't meet the second part of the definition. So it can't be considered a sensitive use for DCR's purposes. In terms of the liquor stores are not part of any of the sensitive uses. We look at public parks, public schools, public libraries, daycare facilities, permanent supportive housing, and drug and substance abuse treatment facilities. Again, none of those sensitive uses occur within 700 feet. There is a school, as noted by the letter, outside of the 700-foot buffer. There is also a public park located outside of the 700-foot buffer. To the extent that the liquor store does constitute a nuisance to this community, it would be important for the council to work with the Department of City Planning and the licensing agencies for the liquor store to look at whether or not that liquor store license should continue to be removed, or if the city should move forward with nuisance abatement proceedings against the liquor store.
Thank you. And this is President Mason. My last question for you for purposes of education would be regarding when is the department, according to the municipal code, required to send out any notification to the community regarding the potential presence of a dispensary?
So the department provides mailed notice at least 20 days prior to the community meeting. That notice, per our staff report, was sent out in July of 2025. Our community meeting was held on August 19th of 2025, so outside of that 20-day window. And as part of the efficiencies the department does, when we notice the community meeting, we also notice the public hearing before this body. And of course, that notice met the sufficient 20-day notice as required by the code.
Thank you so much. Those and I know the answers to those questions. This is President Mason, but I just wanted to make sure the community was informed on those points as well, because they were the points that were raised in their letters against an approval for this location. And with that, I'll ask the other commissioners if they have any questions for the department.
This is Vice President Nash. Thank you very much, Jason. For the record, can you state the address of the daycare center in question?
Yes.
And then while also getting that, can you pull it up on Zemus and let us see for our own eyes that it's zoned residential?
I will have to go over to the staff computer to get Zemus to come up here, but the address is 15291 Marzon Street, Panorama City, and the street is spelled Marson.
If I can just add in on there. This is according to Google. It says literally family daycare. We're not necessarily sure this is actually the location or the address. So. But we know.
This Vice President Nash, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
We're procuring this information from Google, which is slightly suspect.
Okay. And this is Vice President Nash. You're talking about that address that we
correct.
Thank you.
So when Jason is talking about going over to the staff computer, that will be a more.
Okay.
This Commissioner Farley, can you repeat that address, please?
Hi, this is Deputy City Attorney Emily Wadding. Address is 15291 Marzon Street, MARSON.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So staff have pulled up Zemus for the location. As you can see, there's a purple triangle there. The purple triangle is the business premises. You can see the orange, and then you can see the yellow. So when looking at Zemus, the general plan for the coding is that the yellow are residentially zoned parcels. So I think the best way to discuss it is that anything that is coded in the orange, which is residentially zone 3, which is for multifamily, and then yellow, which is residential, are all residentially zoned. So to the extent that it's not in the pink area, it would not constitute properly zoned.
This Commissioner Farley and Jason, can you explain what is the pink area?
So the pink zoning is residential, or sorry, the pink zoning is commercial. So the business is at the bottom end of that triangle at the commercial zone. Directly across the street on both sides, you have residentially zoned multifamily parcels. And then directly behind the R3 zoning is you have R1 zoning, which is for single family homes. At the bottom of the pulvita, you might see a little like green with a P. It's at the end of, it's south or below the little pink triangle. And you see that it's a little green. That's the pocket park in question. And then farther to the right, you can see where the school is located, which is also outside of the 700 feet. So I'll go do a little 700-foot radius so that you can see what falls within the buffer zone. But everything directly adjacent to the proposed location is outside of that commercial area is all residentially zoned.
This is President Mason. Commissioners, any other questions for department staff? This is President Mason. Please excuse our silence. Department staff is still addressing commissioner concerns.
So what we have up on the screen now is the 700-foot radius from the parcel line of where the business premises for the commercial cannabis business is. You can see that it's touching orange zone property. The green zone property is also residentially zoned. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see orange and yellow. Those are all residentially zoned as well. If you were to look between the orange and the yellow, there is a little street on there. And to the director's point, in using Google, you'll see Marsden as a street. So the yellow zone property where Marsden is residentially zoned.
This is Vice President Nash. Just so I'm perfectly clear, the triangle that has the purple outline, that is the proposed dispensary location, correct?
Correct.
And then can you point out where the daycare center is on the map?
If you were to go to the right of the pink triangle, midway through the block, where the yellow is, it is located in that section of the map.
And then again, to the right of that triangle, both the orange and the yellow properties are residential.
Correct, sir. Orange is for R3, and then the yellow is R1. Both sets of parcels are residentially zoned. If you can, so the pink triangle is located on Sepulveda Boulevard. So if you track Sepulveda just down below the pink triangle, and you go to the first white bar, which is Lanark Street, just south of there is where the street in question would be. And it's a residentially zoned parcel. The address provided does not come up in Zemus, so we can't actually zoom into the actual parcel for it to show exactly where it is on the map. But it is down there based on Google Maps, just south right of where the pink triangle is.
This is Vice President Nash. Thank you very much.
This is President Mason. Are there any other questions for department staff?
This is Vice President Nash again. And then just also to confirm, you've also checked and could not locate this business as being a licensed facility by the state of California.
Correct, sir.
Thank you.
This is President Mason. At this time, we will hear the applicant's presentation. First name is Henry, last name begins with a S. You may approach at this time, sir.
Please state your name, your relationship to the applicant, and you'll have 10 minutes to address the commission.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Henry Sogjan. I'm representing record number LAR 2530, core number 320058.
This is President Mason. Thank you. You may begin.
We are locally rooted business, owned and operated by me and my mother, with strong ties to Los Angeles. Our team brings professional experience in compliance, operations, and community engagement. Our facility, located at 8122 Sepulveda Boulevard in Panorama City, is fully compliant with zoning and buffer requirements. The premises feature secure entry with ID verification, control customer flow, and all under 24/7 video surveillance. Security is our top priority. Measures include camera coverage, alarm systems, trained guards, secure cash handling, and product storage protocols. Youth access is prevented by ID checks at both entry and point of sale, reinforced with regular employee training. Odor will be managed with advanced filtration and closed doors policy. We're committed to hiring locally, setting a goal of 2-3 hires. Also, we established partnership with Panorama City Neighborhood Council. I specifically met with Tony Wilkinson, who is representative of the council, to provide workforce development and neighborhood benefits, also helping them to track illegal dispensaries for safety of our neighborhood. We will maintain a good neighborhood hotline and pledge to respond to any concerns within 24 hours. We will securely manage cannabis waste with the licensed holders, and only tested compliant products will be sold, and recall protocols are in place as well. We have developed a parking and traffic plan designated discrete delivery hours, exterior lighting to discourage loitering, and graffiti amendment protocols. We will conduct monthly compliance self-checks and keep open communications with our neighbors. In sum, we're ready to operate in full compliance as responsible business owners and as a positive contributors to our neighborhood. We take seriously our responsibility to safety, equity, and community trust. Pretty much that's it. That's all I can say about our dispensary. And this is actually not a new store. 7030 Holdings was operating at 13859 Satiquay Street. I already was at one time at the meeting, and just that location didn't work out because it was dead end street, completely commercial area, and pretty much nobody was there, and we had to shut down the doors. And about 2 months searching for another location, we found this spot, which was actually abandoned, pretty much with that liquor store being over there. With respect to the owner, which is a very good guy, but there was literally a lot of trash, all graffitis on the walls. But I can say I'm a good neighbor, and I myself live in Panorama City for past 15 years, since 2010. So I care about the Panorama City in general. And after I've been there, all the windows that were tagged and graffiti on it, they were changed. Probably 3-4 calls already to 311 Los Angeles. They came and removed the graffiti as well. So me opening the store, actually, it would help the neighborhood, because now there is no security guards. And as I said, and part of the requirements, we have to have a security guards on our premises. So that would help us to provide at least our corner safety for people who shop at the liquor store. That's one of the things that I actually heard today being said. And also the traffic, there's 160,000 cars pass on Sepulveda Boulevard. I hope, but I don't think I'll be able to increase it more. Hopefully I will, I'll be honest, because after losing one store, it's crucial for me right now, and I'm at this moment going all in, and it's a kind of family business. I don't have 10 friends that I'm trying to open a store. It's me and my mother. This is literally first, I guess, cannabis family-owned retail store. So I think it would be good help to the neighborhood to provide a safe and safe consumption of the cannabis. Also, with respect to the community and neighborhood, before I was thinking to prioritize word canna on my logo, but after hearing a few stuff over here, I decided to change it and not to prioritize it. Same as with the cannabis leaf, with respect to the, again, neighborhood and the kids. I am a father myself and have 3 kids. I understand the concern, but I will make sure that there is no words canna
no weed leaves would be on the walls. It would be more professional. The future name of the store was planned to be a Canna Square, since the Triangle Liquor is next door. So I'm gonna prioritize word square than Canna, and removing all the cannabis leaves. No, not even process, just word square, and let people search online where we are. I'm done.
This is President Mason. Thank you for being here. I want to applaud your attentiveness today to the concerns from the council member's office and from people in the community, and your sensitivity and your ability to relate to that as a parent. You're in a tight spot because you're fighting against a perception, a stain, if you will, that was imposed by the illegal dispensary that operated out of this community to begin with. And I'm reading the body language of some of the community members who are here, and I can only imagine that it is an example of many others who share in the same fears, if you will, and about the quality of life and how the presence of your business is going to impact that quality of life. And I do have a suggestion. I may attach a condition to anything we potentially approve today. So I wanted to make you aware of that as well. However, in an effort of goodwill, it sounds like there needs to be some bridge building that happens between you, the liquor store owner, members of the community, potentially the neighborhood council, your senior lead officer, and the council member's office. There needs to be a meeting. There needs to be some open dialogue. There needs to be some transparency and some commitments to meeting the concerns of the community that may require you to go above and beyond the municipal code requirements for doing business in that community, because people are righteously upset, and I do get that. And we want to believe in you and your commitment to the community. But I don't think any of us reside in that area are going to feel the immediate impacts of you being there. So it's not us you need to convince, it's those community members, the people who live there, who walk through there, who eat, breathe, and play and sleep there, as well as the council member who represents them.
I'm completely ready. And also I would add to this, I am a legal operator since 2018. This is not a first store. I have another store at 604 North Hoover Street in Silver Lake. So I know all the requirements and regulations. It can be easily reviewed. I mean, by our reviews that it's pretty almost like 4.9, 4.8. It's been already 2 years and never operated illegally in Los Angeles since 2018. Once they released the licenses, I applied by myself and I got it. And since then, I've been working in cannabis industry. And also there's a cultivation facility that I ran. Also, I mean, I'm in the cannabis and I know all the laws and requirements, and I'm completely ready to work with the neighborhood, make sure that they're happy with me.
Okay, thank you. But did you take notes of the people who I requested be invited to this meeting you're going to have with the community?
I got their business cards and I got the letters from the people.
Okay.
And I will definitely take into consideration. I will contact Mr. Osvaldo, and if there's meeting needs to be happen, I'm ready.
And Mr. Osvaldo, I know will make sure the senior lead officer is there. I know that.
And I'm sorry, I was actually, I don't like to say but I was the only one who attended neighborhood council meeting, and with Mr. Tony Wilkinson. I spoke with him and I asked him, I said, how many people actually came to the meeting? He said, I was the only one in that neighborhood from that district.
This is President Mason. Thank you for that. I know that I come from the neighborhood council system, and I know that a lot of members of the community aren't familiar with neighborhood council systems, or the meetings don't occur at a time that's convenient. It may conflict with family activities that happen, so they can't be there to engage with you in the same way that those who are elected to be on the neighborhood council can. But thank you for fulfilling that requirement. I do appreciate that, but I know it has some limitations. Thank you. This is President Mason. I'm done hogging the mic. Commissioners, are there any questions for the app? Okay, with that being said, thank you again. We are open to deliberations, and I have a question for City Attorney Wada.
Yes, this is Deputy City Attorney Emily Wada.
Conditions.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't, I know it's been a while since we've done those. Can you advise what kind of conditions we can impose?
Sure. Under LA Municipal Code, Section 104.06, Subdivision B2, Roman numeral 6. It states that the commission may approve the issuance of an annual license with written findings supported by evidence in the record that the applicant and business premises meet the requirements of this article. The commission may impose conditions to address public safety concerns based on evidence in the record. The commission shall not approve the issuance of an annual license for an applicant subject to the finding of undue concentration unless the city council has found that approval of the application would serve a public convenience or necessity. The issuance of an annual license is not appealable. So essentially what that means is that conditions, if you want to impose them, they need to address public safety concerns, and there has to be evidence in the record of those public safety concerns. Typically what that means is, could be either, firsthand witness reports. It could be documentation from a law enforcement agency, but there does need to be evidence in the record to support those conditions, and the conditions have to be directly pertinent to those public safety concerns.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We are on to deliberations, commissioners. This is President Mason.
Vice President Nash. I'm convinced by the information that we received from the department that the daycare center, which I believe was the only thing established to be within 700 feet of the proposed dispensary, does not qualify as a sensitive use under LAMC 104 for two reasons. One, that it's not licensed by the state of California. And the second reason would be that the property upon which the daycare center sits is a residential property and is therefore an exception to the sensitive use.
This is Commissioner Farmy. I just want to take a moment to appreciate and thank the staff at the President's Mason's request to kind of explain the parameters around establishing a dispensary in any given area. I think that it's important, at least from an educational perspective, to understand the parameters regarding that. I think a lot of folks in the community kind of see it. They develop a perception around it and automatically equate that to it being an illegal kind of shop. So I do appreciate what was shared today, at least to kind of, enlighten folks on what that means. I also think that as community, it's important to kind of speak out on these issues, right? Because, when people live, they raise kids, in the community, and we all want what's best for our families, and we want things to be right, safe, in our community. So it's important to have that voice in this process to make sure that folks who are coming into that community and opening business in the community adhere to what the community is saying, right? Regardless of what the understanding of what it means to establish the business there. And I'm a big proponent of that. I believe in that, and I'm hoping that my decisions on this board has kind of highlighted that. I think in this particular case, it's a tough spot to be in for the business owner because the historic things have been happening in that community while also kind of dealing with the perceived notion of where he's establishing his business. So I think it's always in fairness and in good judgment and building relationship that the time is spent to create those connections, create the collaboration. I mean, everyone has a vested interest to ensure the well-being and safety in that neighborhood, right? That includes the business owner as well as the people in the community. So I just want to take the opportunity to really applaud President Mason in terms of kind of laying out at least what I thought, what I took away from the conversation, time to kind of make those connections and be able to establish some open dialogue in order to kind of move forward, because we all have a vested interest to ensure what's best in our community.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash. Osvaldo. I'm sorry. Commissioner Farmby, Vice President Nash. Osvaldo. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you again for being here. I just wanted to look you in the eye and tell you that I hope you will lead the charge in making sure this meeting with the community member and surrounding businesses, including the daycare center, that it does go forward, that it is inclusive, that the residents do get the opportunity to express their fears and their hopes for how this business will engage in the community. And I'm hoping for some sort of partnership between the business and the community and the council office when it comes time for a community cleanup, that they too will get out there and bring the resources to clean up the park in front of the liquor store and just stay committed to making that community a better place because they are there.
This is Osvaldo with Councilmember Padilla's office. Yes, I can make that commitment. Matter of fact, I'm drafting the email right now to connect with our field district office to make sure that we can get started on that right away.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, because as you pointed out earlier, people drove in from Panorama City. And I absolutely can relate to that passion for the well-being of the community. And I don't want them to feel like their journey here was in vain.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Vice President Nash. I want to echo those sentiments and also just add that I very much appreciate Councilmember Padilla's interest and dedication to cannabis, and both the presentation today by her staff and the written materials we received from her, and to let Councilmember Padilla and all council members know that we take their submissions and comments and interests very seriously, and thank you for that.
This is President Mason. Thank you all for this robust deliberation. And at this time, I leave the floor open to a motion.
This is Commissioner Farmby. This is item number 13, right?
Yes.
DCR Court Record 320058. The applicant is 7030 Holdings LLC. The premise is located at 8122 North Sepulveda Boulevard. I make a motion to accept the staff's recommendation as stated.
Vice President Nash seconds the motion.
This is President Mason. Thank you. Ms. Treviso, please call the roll.
Commissioner Farmby, Vice President Nash,
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Item 15 is DCR Core Record Number 310060. The applicant is Nirv MVPR Inc. to approve an annual license for storefront retail commercial cannabis activity located at 11127 West Venice Boulevard. Mr. Vizo, are there any neighborhood council or elected office representatives on this item?
No, we did not receive a community impact statement.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll hear from department staff.
Good afternoon, this is licensing supervisor Corey Blake, presenting item number 15 for.
Mr. Blake,
moment,
can you
we
put
can't
the
hear you.
microphone closer to you? Thank you.
The DCR Core Record Number 310060 is associated with Nirv MVPR Inc. The applicant seeks an annual license for the Type 10 retail commercial cannabis activity. The business is located at 11127 West Venice Boulevard in the Palms, Mar Vista, Delray Community Plan Area from Council District 5. The applicant has not yet been issued temporary approval by DCR, but is actively completing all requirements for the issuance of an annual license in accordance with LAMC Section 104.06. The applicant does not currently possess a state provisional license. This applicant is subject to the requirements of LAMC Section 104.20 for the Social Equity Program, and DCR has determined that the applicant has met the minimum equity share requirements. On or about July 24, 2025, DCR provided notice of the community meeting and Cannabis Regulation Commission meeting by mail to the owners and occupants of all property within 700 feet of the property line for the business premises. Notice was provided in accordance with the municipal code. DCR held a virtual community meeting on August 19, 2025, and accepted online written input through this date. During the meeting, members of the public were afforded 2 minutes each to speak about the application. DCR did not receive oral or written testimony for this applicant. Based on the department's analysis, the proposed project is consistent with the criteria for a Class 1 and Class 32 categorical exemption pursuant to CEQA guidelines. Since the project meets all the requirements and none of the applicable exceptions apply, it is appropriate to determine this project is categorically exempt. Therefore, DCR recommends the Commission adopt the recommendations included in the staff report and approve the issuance of this annual license. That concludes the department's presentation for the item.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Mr. Blake. Commissioners, any questions for the department? Okay, hearing none, we do have a representative here on behalf of the applicant.
Please state your name, your relationship to the applicant, and you'll have 10 minutes to address the commission.
Thank you. Good to see everybody. I'm Josh Tuckerman, and I'm representing Nirv today. We're about 3 months or so away from opening at this location, and we're looking forward to getting that done sooner than later. And I'm here to answer any questions you might have that I'm able to answer at this time.
This is President Mason. Thank you, Commissioners. Any questions for the applicant?
This is Commissioner Farmy. Is this your first business dispensary?
This is our second one that we're opening. The first one, which should be open hopefully in the next 7 to 10 days, is in Northridge. We have the company has 5 licenses on record. This will be the second one that we open.
Thank you.
This is Vice President Nash. I was wondering what your experience has been with any illegal dispensaries near your locations.
I don't have any at this current time.
You've never had any experiences nearby regarding illegal dispensaries?
This will be our first. This will be my first experience owning and operating a cannabis retail space, and having not opened the one in Northridge yet, we don't have any experience with operation at this time.
Okay, thank you. Then I just encourage you to get to know your lead officer, and in the event you have any experiences with illegal dispensaries, report them right away.
Excellent. And you guys have been very forthcoming and helpful with your staff members, and getting us up to the point where I think we're ready to open and be able to meet compliance.
Thank you.
I don't think there are any other questions, so we will move on to deliberations. President Mason, by the way, if any. Hearing none, is there a motion?
This is Vice President Nash regarding item number 15, DCR core record number 310060 for the business located at 11127 West Venice Boulevard. I move to adopt staff recommendations as stated in their staff report dated August 28, 2025.
Commissioner Farmbee, I second the motion.
This is President Mason. Ms. Treviso, please call the roll.
Vice President Nash,
Aye.
Commissioner Farmbee.
Aye.
President Mason,
Aye.
the motion passes.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone who came out today and who spoke up and participated. Thank you to the commissioners for your service. The time is 4:09 p.m. and this meeting is